Archana Singh. Archana Singh.
Here I am Dr. Archana Singh presenting my topic Shrifaladi Vati reduces abdominal discomfort and mucus stool in Grahini Dosha, a randomized control trial under the guidance of Dr. Pawan Kumar Godatwal. As we all know, this is the era of lifestyle disorder, and changing in lifestyle, diet pattern, behavioral pattern, mental stress and strain increases the incidence of GIT system also. One of which is Granny. We all know about this very well. And in modern sciences, features of IBS are almost alike Granny. So, IBS syndrome is a functional bowel disorder in which abdominal pain or discomfort is associated with defecation or change in bowel habit. Bloating, distension and disordered defecation are commonly associated features. Aims and objective of my study. The present study was undertaken to assess the efficacy of Shrifaladi Vati and Marichari Churn in the management of Granny. Sample size out of 65 patients registered in NIA. 60 patients completed the study. Total number of 60 patients randomly divided into two groups A and B. Group A, Shrifaladi Vati, 2 BD after food with takr. Group B, Marichari Churn 3 gram BD after food with takr. The anupan is same in both groups. The results of therapy were assessed on the basis of various parameters after 2 months with follow-up of 15 days. Shrifaladi Vati comprises Bilv, Good and Shunti, while Marichari Churn comprises of Mild Shunti and Kutaj. The efficacy was assessed with the symptom of statistical test, PIT test and Wilcoxon rank test for the assessment of improvement in the symptoms of patient. Inclusion criteria with the symptoms of Granny, patient between 18 to 70 years, patient irrespective of sex, religion, occupation and chronicity. Exclusion criteria, patient of Ashadya Lakshan and Upadrava of Granny Dosha, and patients suffering from major diseases like TB, AIDS, HIV, pregnancy and severe diarrhea. The laboratory investigation includes CBC, ESR, stool examination, routine microscopy, ocular blood and cyst and ovine stool. Ongoing results, table number 1 for group A, Shrifaladi Vati on various symptoms. The parameters are Badyamal, Dravamal, Muhurmal, abdominal pain or discomfort, mucus in stool, gas flatulence, order in stool, arochak and balaj. We are saying here that it shows very significant result with all the symptoms almost except Badyamal. Second group, Marichari Churn on various symptoms, all the parameters are same, but it is little bit less than Shrifaladi Vati. Further tables are a comparative study between the both groups, and finally on discussion, effect of trial drug Shrifaladi Vati on various symptoms showed that there was a statistically extremely significant improvement in Dravamal, Muhurmal, abdominal pain, mucus in stool, gas, order in stool and arochak, balaj, while significant improvement was found in Badyamal. Effect of trial drug Marichari Churn shows that there was statistically not quite significant as Shrifaladi Vati in mucus, stool, gas, flatulence and balaj, while Badyamal, Dravamal, Muhurmal, abdominal pain etc. are considered statistically not so significant. So, probable mode of action of drug, where is the main content of the drug Shrifaladi Vati, and its efficacy is in gastrointestinal disorders like Atisar and Granny is always praised in our Samhitas. In almost Shrifaladi Vati targets the Agni, Pitta and Vat dosh in Granny Roga and also digests the Am Dhatu. Most of the drugs used here have Dipan, Pachan, Grahi property and hence it is conceptualized that drug must be effective in Granny dosha. Conclusion, Shrifalidivati and Maricharichona, both the drugs significantly reduces the symptoms of granny dosh. Although Shrifalidivati is much more effective in reducing the various variables of granny doshas and will also help in driving new conclusions and axioms in the management of granny dosha. It can be concluded that the Shrifalidivati is very effective in the management of granny dosha. Thank you for.
Thank you.
All of you. Today my topic of presentation is role of Mahashadi Nase and Shirdhum in the management of Ardit under the guidance of Dr. Alok Kumar Srivastava. The definitions. The definitions of the facial paralysis as per contemporary system of medicines and Ayurvedic system of medicines looks very much similar as it is mentioned here. According to the Acharya Shushruta, only face is affected in the Ardit, and according to the Acharya Charak, the one half of our body is affected in the Ardit. So, Ardit is considered among 18 Anandas Vatas Vikar. It is also described as a disease of Madhyam Rog Marg, and in a strong Hridaya, the phenomenon of Ardit is Ekayam. The premonitory symptoms of the Ardit are Yese Agrarjo, Rom Harshe, Vep Yatra Netra Agalam, Vayu Udhar Tachi, Softa Todom Manya Hanugre. The cardinal symptoms of Ardit are Vakri Bhakti Vakar Ardam, Griva Chavi Parvatite, Sera Chaldi Vak Sang Netra Adinam Chavekritam. So, as we all know, the Ardit is primarily a Vatic disorder. So, the principal line of treatment of Ardit is a Snehan. As Snehan is a therapeutic procedures which possess property antagonistic to the Vatic dosh. The treatment of Ardit is stated in Shushruta, Shrovasti Nasya Dhum Upna Sne Nadi Shwet. As according to the Acharya Charaka, Navan Murdin Tel Tarpu Nadi Shwet Upna. And Nasya and Nadi Shwet, as both treatments are the primary treatment modalities told by both the Acharya Charaka and Shushruta. So here comes the role of Mahashadi Tel Nasya and the Shirdhum. The Mahashadi Tel Nasya, it is a reference of the Sharandhar Saita. The contents are Mas, Rasana, Bala, Aaron, Prasarni, Achamash Tel and Tilte. As here comes the properties of the drugs. The Mahashar, it is considered Paramathar. It is directly indicated in Ardit by the Yogaratnakara Bhav Prakash. The Rasana, can be used among the 80 types of the Vataj Amyas, and the Bala, due to its Balek properties, it helps in the nourishment of nerves. Prasarni, due to its Kafat, Shamak and Katu Vipak and Ushviri, it helps in the liquefations of the morbid doshas. Ajamas Ras, by virtue of its Madhuras, Madhuvipak, Sheetvirya, it provides nourishment of the nerves. It also helps in the elevations of the vegetative Vata dosha. Tiltel, due to its Tishna Vivai, Chaksushay, Anil Balakshay Karam properties, it helps to restore the sensory as well as motor neuron function. It also provides a lipophilic base to Nasya drugs so that it helps in the easy absorption of drugs through the cell wall of nasal mucosa. The probable mode of actions of the Mahashadi Tel Nasya. As lipid solvent substance have a greater affinity to absorb through the cell wall of the cell mucosa. So the Navan Nasya can be absorbed through the cell wall mucosa, and through its Vatkar Valle Pidam property, it helps in the elevations of the vegetative Vadosha, and due to its Madhura Shridhira Snigdh Guna Vatkavsham properties, provides nourishment to the nerves and reduces inflammation. The Shirdhum, it comes under Nadi Shwet. It is a type of the Snigdh Shwet and it provides some multiple effects like the Snehan Shwet and Brahman. It is a deposition provides by drugs like Ashwanda Balamur with cow milks. The probable mode of action Shrodhum. Due to its Ushnas, it helps to release Tabdha, and by virtue of its Ushna and Mruta gunas, it helps in the Sthana Shrota Vikasan. And Ashwanda Path and Shir Balamur Path, by virtue of its Valles properties, it helps in the nourishment of the nerves. And Ashwanda is well-known Ayurvedic rasayan drugs, and it helps to slow or reverses the optic neurotic atrophy. Nadi Shwet stimulates the nerve ending and opens the microchannels for skin levels, so Nasya is better observed. So it ultimately results in the Akshi Niveshadi Prakartik Chesta. Now here comes the conclusions. As Ardit is a Vatic disorder, so treatment must be emphasized on the drugs which possess the Brahman and Valle properties. Mahashadi Tel Nasya along with the Shirdhums may provide the significant effect from the symptoms of Ardit by providing nourishment to the nerves and unearthing the Samprapti, elevating the Vata. Also, this treatment acts as an anti-inflammatory and a stimulant.
All dignitaries of the dais and all other fellow people of Ayurveda, a very good afternoon to all of you. On the basis of the theme Wellness through Ayurveda, so my topic for today is a review on drugs and indications of Nassekarm with special reference to Brihatraya. So firstly, introduction. Nassekarm, as we all know, one of the Panchkarma procedure, and Panchkarma, a therapy which can be used for the elimination of the toxins, a therapy which can be used for the essential balance of the dosha, and a therapy which can be used for the removal of toxins, which is the need of the hour. So Nasse, basically the medication is instilled into the nose, and all the toxins which are accumulated in the sinuses, head, nose and throat can be eliminated by the nearest possible opening, which is the nose. So basically in Nasse, nasal administration of medication is done, and that medication can be in the form of oil, decoction or any powder. As we can see in the pictures also, Anutel, Shadbindu Tel, Trikatu Chun, Trifla Chun, Dhum Nasse and other things. So one famous quotation, Nasa hi Shirsodwaram. So Ayurveda has given prime importance to Shira. Acharya Charak has mentioned that it is one of the three principal vital organs where pran resides and the seat for all sense organs, hence considered as Uttama. Then Acharya Sushruta, as clear in the slide also, he has mentioned about its use to get rid of all Uddajatrugatvika, nourishment of sense organs and Muksogandha. Now the next thing, Nassekarm, as per Brihatraya, we all know the medication will be instilled into the nose, it reaches the brain and then the toxins are removed. So, but Acharya Vagbhat in Ashtang Sangrah has clearly mentioned that the medication which is instilled into the nose, it reaches, firstly penetrates the Shringhatak mud, which is the serum mud, and then reaches the brain tissue. Now diffusion of drugs through nasal route. As we say, Nasa hi Shirsodwaram, but actually we know there is no direct connection between nose and the brain. But people say that the medication which we instill into the nose reaches into the cribriform plate, which is porous in nature, and then it can reach the brain tissues. Other things we can say in this support are the lymphatic drainage or the olfactory system pathway, we can say. So moving on to my topic, the drugs and the indications. So drugs, we all know Shirovirechno Pagdravya mentioned in Charak Sutra 4 and the Shirovirechan Gandravya mentioned by Ashtang today. I will not move on to these things. Some other important things, as I am from the PG department of Dravya Gun. So the Apamar, Shigru, Pipli, Marich, Vidam, which are basically Ruksh, Tikshna, Laghu Dravya, and other things, Katu Vipak and Ushna Vire, so help in the elimination of dosha. Now moving on to my topic, the formulations which are mentioned for the Nassekarm. We know Anutel, Shadbindu Tel and everything. But I want to focus on some preparations which are in treaties but are not used. So the Vidam Chun Nasse, which is used not for the supraclavicular disorder but for the systemic disorder, which is Uttamam Kush. Then Lashunadi Grit Nasse, which can be used for Smriti in Unmad. Then for Nasa Rog, Manashiladi Pradhaman Nasse, and for Kafach Venus, Laksha Adi Sit Tel Nasse, then Asti Sne Nasse in Mudagat Vat. Other things are also there. One important thing, the Punsvantar. That is also a form of Nasse, where Lakshmana, Vatshum, Sahdeva, Vishwadeva are mentioned by Sushruta. Then other important things which I want to focus for Ardha Vedak, migraine, which is the burning issue nowadays. Vanshmuladi Appeed Nasse, Madhukadi Appeed Nasse and Madhuradi Nasse, which are mentioned. Then for another systemic disorder, hiccup. For this, Stri Dukta Pisht, Raktachandan Nasse and Sandavlavan Nasse in Jal are mentioned. Now other things are there, but I'll just move. Yeah. Now my conclusion. Basically, we all know Nassekarm, a procedure which can be used for the preventive and the therapeutic purposes. But the aim of this paper is to focus on the preparations, on the formulations, on different indications which are mentioned in our Samhitas. I have chosen just the Brihatraya and the formulations are more than 100. But we people, we the clinicians, We are just using that 5 to 10 drugs. I am very happy with the preparation of this paper mentioned by sir as the Guruchi Swaras Naste. So things must be done on other things also which are still in our treaties, but no research work, no documentation is going on those things, and still we are using that Anudel as a yes, these things have effect, but we have to move forward. So my focus of this paper is to put, I am very little to say these things, but research work must be done on these things, and Naste as it should not be only limited to the supraclavicular disorders. It can be used for systemic disorders, maybe Kampat, maybe Hika. So work must be done. I'll conclude. Thank you.
Respected teachers and my seniors and my friends. Today my topic is effect of Varun Kasar in Mutrakush with special reference to Asperger Mutrakush. Introduction. Despite modern techniques, the recurrence rate of urolithiasis is approximately 50% within 5 years. Thus, there must be some drug that corrects the metabolic errors and prevents the formation of stone. In Ayurveda, a detailed description of urolithiasis is mentioned under the healing of Asmari. A group of Ayurvedic drugs are described from the management of urolithiasis like Pasanved, Barun, Kulat, Gokshur, etc. in our ancient texts. मूत्रकुश जो चरक में वर्णन किया 8 प्रकार के, एक तो हो गया वातस, पित्तस, कफस, सन्निपातस, रक्तस, अस्मरिजन्य, शर्कराजन्य एंड वेदावथनजन्य। अगर मूत्रकुश हम डिस्यूरिया के साथ कोरिलेट करेंगे तो डिस्यूरिया इज पेन ड्यूरिंग यूरिनेशन और डिफिकल्टी यूरिनेशन। Dysuria is usually caused by inflammation of the urethra, frequently as a result in infection. It is one of the consultation of irritative bladder symptoms, which includes urinary frequency and hematuria. What is the etiological factor? Mainly it is divided into 4 groups. One is urinary tract infection, other one genital, drug and irritants, and others. In urinary tract, the kidney stones are mainly produced urolithiasis. The Asperger Mutrakush it is mainly correlated with the dysuria due to the urolithiasis. There are mainly 4 types of asmari described in Susrut, that is Batas, Pittas, Kaphas and Sucrose. The Batas asmari, which is correlated with calcium oxalate calculus, Pittas is uric acid calculus, Kaphas is triple phosphate calculus, Sucrose is seminal or spermatic concentrate. Chikitsa, in Chikitsa mainly the Susrut has been mentioned that in Chikitsa वरुणादि कषाय, mainly वरुणादि कषाय जो उन्होंने वर्णन किया उसमें मेन उन्होंने वर्णन किया चिकित्सा स्थान में, और उसके बाद चक्रदत्त भी चक्रदत्त चिकित्सा अस्पताल चिकित्सा के वर्णन का वर्णन किया। तो मेनली जो मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि जो वरुण कषाय है वो कैसे यूरोलिथियासिस के ऊपर काम करता है। तो मेन पहला चीज जो होता है वरुण का जो बॉटनी का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है वो उसके बॉटनी के नाम है 31 नर्वाला, फैमिली होगा कैपिलिडेसी, किंगडम प्लांटिए, डिवीजन मैग्नोलिफाइटा, सब डिवीजन एंजियोस्पर्म, क्लास मैग्नोलिफाइटा, जीनस क्रेटिवा एंड स्पीशीज ऑफ नर्वाला। This is the plant distribution. Plant distribution of Barun is a small tree with moss branched head. The trees grow 25 to 30 meters in the height. Then the leaves are mainly trifoliate leaves. Then flowers. Then fruits are globes or appear to woody, smooth or scabby berry on the thickened gynophores. Barks are pale grey or brown with a silvery sheen and stored in small white lenticeous dots, not very rough, becoming crusty with age. Then it is Raspanchak. रस is thick and कसाय, गुण is लघु और रुक्षित, वीर्य उष्ण, विभाग is कटु, प्रभाव mainly इसका जो होता है अस्मयी वेदन, most effective in cough and बातजन विकार. Chemical constituent, different chemical constituent वरुण are alkaloids, triterpenes, tannins, saponins, flavonoids, plant sterols, glucosinolates and liqueurs. Then how Varun acts? Creativa nervala is one of the best litholytic herbs. Scientific research has indicated that a constituent of Barun, luteal, deactivates the enzyme glycolate oxidase, reducing the body's production of oxalates, which combines with the calcium form kidney stones. Additionally, Barun is used as a natural diuretic, and it also could hinder kidney stone formation. The main health action of Creativa nervala are diuretic, anthelmintics, rubefacient, and anti-inflammatory. Bark of Barun is believed to have antioxidant, contraceptive, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and urinary renal supportive qualities. The root is laxative and lymphotropic. Leaves are believed to be stomatic and tonic. The conclusion: Creativa nervala is an important Ayurvedic herb that is especially valued for its effectiveness in the treatment of renal conditions. Barun is used by the traditional Ayurvedic herbalist to increase appetite while stimulating digestion and elimination, and also on herbal treatment, flatulence and abdominal pain. Thank you.
तो हमारे वाइस चांसलर साहब बैठे हैं, चेयरमैन साहब और हम दोनों ने जो रिजल्ट निकाला वो आपके सामने प्रस्तुत है। सर्वश्रेष्ठ पेपर रहा अर्चना सिंह है कि खाना खाने चली गई? अर्चना सिंह, इधर आइए। वेयर इज अर्चना सिंह? इन्होंने समय पर प्रस्तुत किया और रिसर्च इनका अच्छा था, इनका जो वे ऑफ टॉकिंग था वो भी अच्छा था। एक अंतिम छात्रा थे निगमानंद, उन्होंने भी अच्छा प्रस्तुत किया, लेकिन उनका कोई रिसर्च वर्क नहीं था, थ्योरेटिकल था। बाकी प्रेजेंटेशन उनका भी, मेरा बस चलता तो दो हम पुरस्कार देते हैं, फर्स्ट और सेकंड, लेकिन आयोजकों ने एक ही रखा है। तो अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि निगमानंद नाम भी मेरे से वाले आए, अपना सर्टिफिकेट ले। प्रणव डी खंजन
जाए, बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग लेक्चर आपको अभी मिलने वाला है। चेयरपर्सन प्रोफेसर
Panchkarma, and I practice Rasa Shastra. But whatever we do, whether Rasa Shastra or Panchkarma or Swasthuraj, the ultimate aim is wellness. So friends, this morning many people were praising me, talking about me, and I will tell you that I did not do anything new. What I will show you, the title is after a few months, he again wrote an article in Harijan, and that time he not only criticized physician of, not only endorsed what he said earlier, he criticized physician of modern medicine of those era who were coming from Britain in ship, civil surgeons, for not taking any advantage of existing knowledge of Ayurveda and combine with modern science and modern medicine and develop into the strategy. Again he was criticized, but Mahatma Gandhi, the man of conviction, he took the task, and the task was basically shaped by his close associate, Bharat Ratna now, Madan Mohan Malviya ji. So they wanted to create a team that who take best of Ayurveda and who take best of modern science and modern medicine. So that was the integrated system of medicine. So PMS, to be what it means, PMS means is between Ayurveda and modern science. So I come from a Ayurvedic family. My father was a Vedic. So I am not a very studious person. I was talking to Dr. Poteja ji that I came into Ayurveda as my destiny, because the person who is standing in front of you, he was an aimless person in the life. I am not the one who went for MBBS and I didn't want to do anything in my life. But it was necessary to study because I was dependent on my parents. So I thought Ayurveda will be the best thing to do. Imam Dasta, Silpatta, Haral Muslim, because I don't mind doing physical work. So I said there will be no study. I will treat the patient, get money and easy life. But I didn't know what the future is waiting for me. But one thing I know about me, that my observation power I can observe things, I can grasp things, and I can manipulate things, which is the very essential to progress. So I will show you that what is the concept. So you are all from biology background. Can I ask you, do you know the name of Mendel? Mendel. Raise hand. Mendel. You have all read about it. In your 12th class, there was a father in a church and he didn't have any background of biology or botany, but what he was doing, he was throwing some peas, seed, and he observed that some peas become red, some become white, and some become pink. Then he developed dominant and recessive. So that is the only chapter I remember because it was something new which attracted my attention that time in my 12th class. I passed 12th class in 2 years, so I remember my subject very much. So this slide, I will say that who is my guru? I will say Mendel is one of my mentors. So through this slide, I will show you that there is a methodology in research in modern medicine which talks about concept to clinic. And here I write clinic to concept. Before I show you, I will tell you that in your success in your life do not merely depend on your ability and training. How much degree you have, it hardly matters. How much knowledgeable you are, it hardly matters. It says your success in your life do not merely depend on your ability and training. It depends how you avail the opportunity that comes to your way. So this slide talks about the opportunity. That India is the only country in the world where different systems of medicines are officially recognized in conjunction with Ayurveda. Nowhere else. I passed my exam in Dubai, in UAE. So I was registered there, not as a doctor, as a paramedical. So Padam Shri Vaidya Balendu Prakash is a paramedical in Abu Dhabi. Then I passed exam in Muscat, same thing. I passed in Europe, again paramedical. So other than India, you cannot treat patient outside as a doctor. You can do massage, you can talk diet, you can talk about nutrition. So here we have an opportunity in this land which our country provides that you are a doctor equivalent to others. And the second is a unique opportunity which is only with BAMS and BUMS, that a registered medical practitioner in India who is BAMS and BUMS can make any medicine of any combination and can use for the treatment of any disease. To make it simpler, I will say Harar, Bhaina, Avla, everybody knows. But that is Tripla. But if you make 3 parts of Harar, 1 part of Avla, or 2 parts of Bahira, or 3 parts of Harar or 1 part of Avla, and you make a combination in your practice and you give it to the patient, law will not stop you. But allopathic doctor cannot do it. An MBBS cannot do it, an MD cannot do it because he has to follow the books. But our policy makers made it very clear, a Vaid as a Kalpana Shakti. He can think new things. He is imaginative, intuitive. So they gave us the opportunity to make new formulation or use the existing formulation for anything new. So nobody stops us in documenting that. We can document it, we can treat it. So it is between me and the patient what patient wants. So this is the second opportunity we have. We can make anything, we can do it. And then in the background, this is a model called positivism. In 19th century, there was a scientist called Comte who developed this model. इधर तो आ रहा है, उधर नहीं आ रहा. Yes. This is the model positivism. This is a model of invention. Observation of Newton lead to the invention of gravity. Observation of James Watt lead to the invention of steam engine. Observation of Fleming lead to penicillin. Observation of a dentist in Boston lead to the invention of nitrous oxide. But how did it happen? It happened by observation. Today, when I was here, I am here for a purpose. When I was doing practice, Shri Gyanchand Sehgalji, father of Vaid Harsh Sehgal, was in a bank. And one day we met and he came to my clinic and we became friends. And one day they were going to Dhat Mandir and from there they were coming in a group. It was Sunday time, and there was a small boy, and he was showing me that this is a veggie, and this boy was looking at me. Today this boy is by the Harsagar. I want clapping for him. So this boy, Ved Harsagar, looked at me, and from that he had a dream to become a veggie.